Hi everyone, this is just a really quick review of unit analysis, sometimes also called dimensional analysis or unit conversions, because we are going to be doing it next time we're in class together, and so I just wanted to make sure that you had a little refresher before we get started. So first, why do we need to do unit analysis? I know that usually you can just ask Siri or Alexa or type in a conversion in Google, but it is actually a very helpful thing to know how to do because it helps you convert from one unit to another. So for example, mass can be measured in grams, pounds, kilograms, tons, and sometimes it can be more beneficial to have it in one unit. And if it's not given in that unit, you can convert it over. And it also helps you if you guys take physics next year. Sometimes the way to solve a problem, you don't have a set of instructions or a set procedure to calculate a variable, but if you can look at the units, a lot of times you can use unit analysis to figure out how to solve that problem. So getting started, this is just your general process whenever you do one of these unit conversions. You always start out with your given and make sure you include the unit with it. And then you're going to do your conversion factor, your times in a line. And the conversion factor is for example, 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So you would put that on the conversion factor. The wanted, it's the thing that you want to convert to, so the unit that you're trying to get to, that one goes on top. And then the given unit the conversion factor goes on the bottom. And the reason we put it on the bottom is so it cancels out. So for example, in math class, if you were doing 2 times 1/2. If you were looking at that number, you might remember in math that you learned that if something's on the numerator of one side of the product and on the other side, it can cancel out. The same idea when we are doing unit conversions, you want to put the given conversion on the bottom so that the given units cancel out and what you're left with is just the wanted unit. Okay. So these are some common metric to US conversion factors. So we've got some things here for length, mass, volume. This is what you can reference back to. I'll include it with your practice in this formative assignment. And also very helpful, if you look at the back, the inside cover of the back, what am I trying to say? The inside of the back cover of your school planner, you've got tons of conversions in there. So there's conversions between just the English units or US units. You can go between pounds and ounces. Then there's also within the metric system. Then there's metric to English and English to metric down here. And these ones actually tell you just for example, to get from centimeters to inches, it just tells you to multiply by 0.39. You've also got a very handy little centimeters ruler, and on the other side you've got an inches ruler. So your school planner has a lot of great resources in it if you take the time to look through. Anyways, I digress. So first, this question, for example, what has a greater mass, 96 kilograms or 148 pounds? Of course, you could ask Siri or type it into Google, but I want you guys to know how to do this algebraically or mathematically on your own as well. So we have kilograms and we have pounds. In this case, we don't need to convert both of them. You just need to convert one so that they're in the same unit. So if we're looking at kilograms and pounds, if we go back to those conversion factors and you look which one would we be able to use, so 1 kilogram is equal to 2.20 pounds. So I'm going to write that down on my next slide so I don't forget. So that was 1 kilogram equals, and I literally just forgot what that was, 2.20. 2.20 pounds. And so let's go ahead and convert this 96 kilograms into pounds so that we can see which one has a greater mass. So we're going to start out with our given, 96 kilograms, times in a line. You're going to want to put kilograms on the bottom so it cancels, and you're going to put pounds on the top because that's your wanted unit. And if we look back up at our unit conversion up here at the top, we can see 1 kilogram is 2.20 pounds. So 1 kilogram, 2.20 pounds. And so our kilograms cancel out, and the only unit that we'll be left with is pounds, or lb. And when the number is on the top, you multiply. If the number's on the, so for example, we're going to do 96 times 2.20, and when the number's on the bottom, you divide, but it's 1, so you don't need to do that. So 96 times 2.20 is 211.2 pounds. So if 96 kilograms is equal to 211.2 pounds, then obviously that has a greater mass than 148 pounds. So this is just an example of a one-step conversion where I'm starting out with my given. In this case, I had to choose my given as 96 kilograms, and I converted it to pounds, my wanted. Now, sometimes you will need to do a multi-step conversion, and that's because when you look at your conversions, you don't actually have one that will get you from your given unit to your wanted unit. So sometimes you have to be creative and pick a couple to string together in order to make it work. So for this last one, our given is 56.9 centimeters, and I want to convert that to feet. So I'm going to go ahead and write 56.9 centimeters times in a line, and let's see if I can get from centimeters to feet with my conversions. And so that would be looking at length. We do not, when you look through these over here, there is not actually a way to get directly from centimeters to feet. But if we're starting with centimeters, what can we convert to? And hopefully you noticed we do have 2.54 centimeters is equal to 1 inch. And can we get from inches to feet? Hopefully you remember that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So that is what we are going to use for this next one. So again, that was 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters, and 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So I'm going to write those down so I don't forget this time. That was 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters, and 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. Sorry, that's kind of sloppy. Move that down, give myself a little more space. Okay, so 56.9 centimeters. I'm going to put centimeters on the bottom so it cancels, and I'm going to go to inches first. And the inches, looking up here at this thing, 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So notice how the number's on the bottom this time in the denominator, so we're going to divide. But if I were to stop here, you can see the centimeters cancel, but we just have inches. We don't want to stop at inches. We want to convert to feet. So I'm going to do another times in a line. This time inches goes on the bottom so that it cancels out. Boom, boom. And we are going to put feet on top because that's our wanted. We want to convert to feet because that is our ultimate given up here. And so let's plug in the numbers. There are 12 inches in 1 foot. So our pathway for this problem is to go from 56.9 centimeters, divide by 2.54, and then divide by 12. And so when we plug that into the calculator, 56.9 divided by 2.54 divided by 12, we get 1.87 feet. And that's our answer. So go ahead and work through these formative questions as a quick refresher on unit analysis, and let me know if you have any questions.